Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that fire inside you? That small whisper saying, "You're made for more." Jim Rohn once said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." And he was right, because the future doesn't come to us by accident. It's pulled toward us by the vision we dare to hold. Imagine this. Two people wake up every morning. One drags himself out of bed, sighs, and says, "Here we go again." The other wakes up, smiles, and says, "I'm getting closer." The difference. The second person has a future that pulls them, a dream so alive, it refuses to let them quit. See, most people are pushed by their problems. They work because they have bills. They grind because they have deadlines. They move because they have to. But the greats, the ones who build legacies, are pulled by their vision. They see the picture of who they can become so clearly that staying the same becomes impossible. So, what kind of future are you creating? One that you fear, or one that excites you? Because when your future excites you, it changes everything. You stop hitting snooze. You start showing up differently. You stop making excuses and start making progress. Your vision should be so powerful. It doesn't need an alarm clock. It wakes you up with purpose. You don't chase motivation anymore. Your dream becomes the magnet. And when that happens, discipline stops feeling like a burden. It becomes your way of honoring the future you're building. Jim Rohn said, "Set a goal that will make you grow to achieve it." That means your dreams aren't just about what you get. They're about who you become. You're sculpting your mindset, your habits, your character. Because the person you're meant to be can only exist in the future you're willing to build. Don't let fear of failure trap you in comfort. The future belongs to the builders, the dreamers, the ones who look beyond the now and say, "This is where I'm going, and nothing will stop me." So stop waiting for the future to find you. Create one that pulls you so powerfully that every challenge becomes fuel. Every setback becomes a setup, and every morning becomes a new chance to move closer to the life you were meant to live. Don't wait for the future to come. Design it with purpose, so it calls you forward every single day. You see, most people live their lives reacting to whatever happens. They wake up, follow the same routine, go to work, deal with the same problems, and call it a life. But that's not living, that's existing. When you wait for the future to come, you hand over the pen that writes your story to time, to chance, to other people's decisions. And when you do that, you lose control over what could have been yours. The truth is, life doesn't just happen to you, it responds to you. It listens to your intentions, your discipline, your energy, and your clarity. The future you're walking toward isn't built by luck or coincidence. It's designed by the choices you make today. Jim Rohn said, "If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. That's not a warning. It's a wake-up call. The world is full of distractions, full of noise, full of opportunities that don't belong to you. If you don't know what you want, the world will decide for you. And it will always settle for less. You were never meant to drift through time hoping that something magical will appear. You were meant to take a stand, grab the wheel, and steer your life towards something extraordinary. When you design your future with purpose, every single day gains meaning. You stop moving randomly and start moving intentionally. You stop wasting hours on things that don't matter because now you know what a does. Purpose gives you focus, and focus gives you power. Without purpose, even hard work feels empty. You can hustle all day and still feel lost if you don't know why you're hustling. But when your effort is tied to a vision, when every step you take is leading somewhere meaningful, you don't just work, you create. You become the architect of your destiny. Think about an artist before they begin painting. They don't just splash color on the canvas. and hope it turns into a masterpiece. They see the image in their mind first. They imagine the mood, the shapes, the message. Then, stroke by stroke, they bring it to life. That's exactly how you create your future. You must first see it clearly in your mind. You must know what kind of person you want to be, what kind of impact you want to make, what kind of life you want to live. Once that vision is alive inside you, your actions will start to align naturally. You won't need constant motivation. Your vision itself will become your drive. But make no mistake, designing your future isn't about wishful thinking. It's not about sitting back and visualizing without moving. It's about taking full responsibility for your direction. Purpose doesn't make the journey easier. It makes it worth it. There will still be obstacles, rejections, and failures, but they won't break you anymore. They'll shape you. They'll push you to grow into the person your future demands you to be. When you design your future with purpose, you begin to live in a state of anticipation instead of anxiety. You stop fearing tomorrow because you've already planned what it's supposed to look like. You start waking up with energy because you know why you're waking up. You don't wait for opportunities, you create them. You don't hope things will change. You make them change. That's what separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers wait for the future to appear. Doers design it and pull it closer every single day. And here's something powerful. When you design your future, you start attracting people, ideas, and opportunities that match your vision. The universe has a strange way of aligning with clarity. When you're specific about what you want, you start seeing chances you never noticed before. It's not magic, it's awareness. You can't see opportunities that belong to you if you haven't defined what you truly want. But once your purpose is set, the world begins to respond in ways that feel almost supernatural. It's not about having everything figured out. Nobody starts at the finish line. It's about being intentional enough to start walking in the right direction. You'll stumble, you'll adjust, you'll learn, and you'll grow. But as long as your path is rooted in purpose, every mistake becomes a stepping stone instead of a setback. Every challenge becomes training for the person you're becoming. The future you dream of is not waiting to be found. It's waiting to be built by your courage, consistency, and clarity. Think about this. Every great innovator, leader, or creator didn't wait for the future. They created one. Steve Jobs didn't wait for technology to evolve. He envisioned what technology could become. Elon Musk didn't wait for someone to build rockets. He designed the future of space travel. These people understood something simple yet profound. The future belongs to those who plan it, believe in it, and work for it. So when you wake up tomorrow, ask yourself, not what do I have to do today, but what am I building today? Every decision, every habit, every moment is a brick in the foundation of your future. You can either build something strong, meaningful, and inspiring, or let time build something random and fragile. The choice is always yours. The beauty of life is that you are not bound by your past. You are guided by your purpose. You can change your direction any moment you choose. You can design a future that excites you so deeply that it calls you forward every single day. That's how transformation begins, not by waiting for the right time, but by deciding that now is the time to start creating the life that pulls you toward greatness. Your vision should be so strong it becomes a magnetic force that pulls you through every struggle. Every person has dreams, but very few have a vision. A dream is something you wish for, something you think about when life feels dull or hard. But a vision, that's different. A vision is something that takes root deep inside you. It's not just a picture of what you want. It's a feeling that burns, an image so powerful it refuses to let you quit. A true vision doesn't push you from behind with pressure. It pulls you forward with purpose. It's not something you chase. It's something that draws you closer every day because it's already living inside you. Most people lose momentum not because they lack talent, but because they lack vision. When the road gets rough, when things don't go their way, they give up because they were never pulled by something greater. They were only pushed by temporary motivation. Motivation fades, but vision endures. Motivation says, I should. Vision says, I must. Motivation can be shaken by fear. Vision transforms fear into fuel. When your vision is strong enough, no obstacle can overpower it because it gives meaning to the pain. Every great story of success began with someone who saw something others couldn't see. Think about it. Before there was electricity, Edison saw light. Before there was a car, Henry Ford saw mobility for everyone. Before there were airplanes, the Wright brothers saw humans flying across the sky. Their vision was their magnet. It pulled them through criticism, through doubt, through endless nights of failure. They weren't superhuman. They were simply pulled by a future that was too vivid to ignore. That's what a real vision does. It pulls you through the storm. It whispers, keep going. This pain will make sense one day. When your vision is strong, you stop counting failures because you know they're not the end. They're just chapters in your story. You stop worrying about how long it will take because the direction matters more than the speed. You begin to trust the process, knowing that every struggle is shaping you into someone worthy of the dream you're chasing. The problem is, most people want results without reason. They want success without clarity. They say they want more out of life. But when you ask them what that more looks like, they hesitate. And that's where the struggle begins. Because you can't be pulled by a vision you haven't defined. You can't move towards something blurry. The clearer your vision, the stronger its pull. Clarity is power. It turns confusion into direction and frustration into focus. So ask yourself, what do I really want? Not what the world expects from you, not what people tell you to want, but what you truly, deeply desire. What kind of life would make you proud? What kind of person you need to become to live that life? Once you answer those questions, you start building a vision that feels real. And when it feels real, it becomes magnetic. It begins to guide your actions, your habits, and even your energy. A strong vision doesn't mean the path will be smooth. It means the pain will have purpose. When you know why you're doing something, you can handle almost any how. You stop looking for shortcuts and start embracing the grind. You stop seeing problems as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. The road to greatness is never straight. It's full of detours, dead ends, and delays. But a strong vision turns all of that into fuel. It keeps you alive when things get dark. It keeps you believing when nobody else does. Think of your vision like gravity. It's invisible but powerful. It doesn't push you around, it draws you closer. You may wander off course. You may slow down. But as long as that vision stays alive inside you, you'll always find your way back. That's why it's not enough to write your goals down. You have to feel them, see them, imagine yourself already living them, because the mind moves toward what it believes. And the heart endures for what it loves. Your vision must live in your thoughts, but it must also breathe in your actions. It can't just be something you talk about when you're inspired. It has to be something you work on even when you're exhausted. Every small step, every late night, every sacrifice, it all counts. The universe starts aligning when your actions align with your vision. That's when life begins to open doors that once seemed locked. You'll know your vision is strong when quitting stops feeling like an option. When the thought of giving up hurts more than the struggle itself. When every time you fail, you still get back up. Not because someone told you to, but because something inside you refuses to stop. That's the pull of vision. That's the energy of purpose. It doesn't beg you to move, it compels you. Jim Rohn often said, If you have enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. Those reasons come from vision. Your vision gives you the why, and your why gives you the strength to fight through every how. When you build a vision that excites you, you don't just survive challenges. You rise through them. You grow through them. Because deep down, you know you're not walking aimlessly. You're being pulled by something extraordinary. The people who change the world aren't the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who see something worth fighting for. They have a vision so strong that comfort feels like a cage and mediocrity feels like betrayal. They keep moving even when the applause stops, even when no one notices, because they're not doing it for attention. They're doing it for alignment. Their heart and their future are connected by an invisible thread, and nothing can break it. So when life tests you, and it will, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, is my vision strong enough to pull me through this? Because when your vision burns bright enough, the darkness can't last. When your why is powerful enough, the obstacles begin to lose their power. That's when you stop running from struggle and start using it. That's when you stop being pushed by pressure and start being pulled by purpose. Your vision is your compass. It's the magnet that keeps you moving when motivation fades. It's the force that reminds you who you're becoming and why it matters. Don't just dream of the life you want. Build a vision so magnetic that it drags you out of bed, keeps you in motion, and refuses to let you settle for anything less than what you were meant to achieve. Discipline and dreams must work together. One gives you direction. The other gives you energy. A dream without discipline is just imagination, and discipline without a dream is just routine. The real power of success begins when the two collide, when your dreams give you purpose and your discipline gives you the path. One fuels your soul, the other strengthens your steps. Dreams are what make you look up, but discipline is what makes you move forward. Dreams show you the destination, discipline gets you there. Too many people fall in love with dreaming, but forget that dreams are fragile without structure. They talk about what they want, the car, the business, the lifestyle, but they never build the habits to match the vision. And on the other side, there are those who are disciplined but directionless. They wake up early, they work hard, they grind every day, but they don't know what they're working toward. They're climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall. True greatness lives in the balance. When your dream gives your discipline meaning, and your discipline gives your dream strength. Jim Rohn said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." That bridge doesn't build itself. Every morning you show up, every time you keep a promise to yourself, every moment you resist the easy path, you're laying another brick. And eventually, that bridge carries you from where you are to where you want to be. You see, dreams create excitement, but excitement doesn't last. Emotion fades, inspiration fades. But habits, routines, discipline, those are what carry you through the days when your dream feels distant. When you start chasing something big, the beginning is always thrilling. You feel unstoppable. You tell yourself this time will be different. But soon the rush fades, and that's when discipline takes over. Discipline is the quiet engine of success. It doesn't shout. It doesn't show off. It just keeps going. It's what makes you wake up early when you're tired. Keep practicing when no one's watching. Keep believing when there's no proof yet. That's the part most people skip, and that's why most people stop. Dreams are emotional, but discipline is logical. Dreams come from your heart, discipline from your mind. When the two start working together, your entire being becomes aligned. Your emotions push you, guides you, and your actions follow. That's when momentum begins. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. Every small act of discipline becomes a message to your dream that says, I'm serious about this. Discipline is not punishment, it's respect. Respect for your potential, respect for your goals, respect for the future you're building. It's doing what's necessary even when it's uncomfortable. Because comfort is the enemy of growth, and dreams don't come true inside comfort zones. Discipline is the art of showing up when no one claps, when no one notices, when no one believes. But you do it anyway. That's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. Every single day they push their body to its limit long before the world ever sees them compete. Their dream is the gold medal. But the medal doesn't come from the dream itself. It comes from the discipline of waking up early, training relentlessly, eating right, sleeping well, and repeating it for years. The dream gives them energy, but the discipline gives them victory. Without both, there's no greatness. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It cares what you do. There will be days when you're tired, uninspired, or frustrated, but that's exactly when discipline matters most. Because if you only work when you feel good, you'll never get anywhere. Success doesn't ask how you feel. It asks if you showed up. Dreams make you feel alive, but discipline makes you unstoppable. Jim Rohn often reminded people, we must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, the pain of regret weighs tons. The difference between the life you dream of and the life you settle for lies in that small choice, to do what's easy or to do what's right. Discipline is choosing progress over comfort, growth over pleasure, future over now. And here's the truth. Discipline doesn't kill your freedom. It creates it. Because when you master yourself, you control your time, your energy, and your destiny. Most people are slaves to their impulses. They do what feels good in the moment and pay for it later. But when you master discipline, you reverse that cycle. You pay the price now, and you enjoy the rewards later. That's how you win, not by luck, but by consistency. Dreams are what keep your spirit alive, but discipline keeps your dream alive when life gets hard. It's easy to be excited when everything's new, but it's discipline that keeps you committed when it's no longer exciting. The secret is not doing huge things once. It's doing small things daily. Reading a few pages, saving a little money, working on your craft for an hour. Those tiny acts compound into something extraordinary over time. Every day you stay consistent, your dream grows stronger roots. When discipline and dreams align, you become unstoppable. You start living with rhythm and reason. You wake up knowing what you want and what you must do to get there. The vision becomes clear, the path becomes solid, and progress becomes inevitable. You stop relying on motivation because you've built momentum. Discipline gives structure to your passion. It gives form to your fire. It turns your vision from fantasy into reality. Every great achiever in history mastered this balance. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, but it was discipline that organized marches, wrote speeches, and changed laws. Michael Jordan had a dream, but discipline made him the first to arrive at practice and the last to leave. Oprah had a dream, but discipline kept her showing up for decades, evolving with every season. The dream gave them the why, but discipline gave them the how. So if you have a dream burning inside you, honor it with discipline. Let your actions prove that your vision matters. Let your consistency speak louder than your words. Because success doesn't happen all at once. It's the accumulation of small, disciplined steps guided by a powerful dream. Dream big, yes, but back it up with habits that can carry the weight of that dream. Dreams give you something to believe in, but discipline makes you someone to believe in. Together, they create a force so powerful that even the universe has to take notice. When you dream with fire and live with discipline, you stop wishing for a better future. You start building one disciplined step at a time. There comes a moment in every life when the mirror stops showing just a reflection, it starts showing a question. Who are you becoming? That question will chase you until you answer it with action. You can run from it, hide behind excuses, blame your past, but deep down, you know what it's asking. Will you design your life, or will you let it happen by accident? You were not born to drift. You were not made to simply survive. You were built to create, to build, to become. The future is not waiting for someone more talented, richer, or luckier. It's waiting for someone more committed. Someone who wakes up and says, I refuse to let today look like yesterday. That's you. That's who you can be if you decide right now to stop waiting and start creating. Because life will always test you. It will throw storms at you to see what kind of captain you are. And when that storm hits, you will either shrink back or rise higher. But if your future pulls you, if your vision burns bright enough, you'll walk through that storm with your head high, whispering, this is not the end. This is part of the story. You've got to see it before you can seize it. Close your eyes and imagine the person you want to become, the energy, the confidence, the peace, the freedom. Feel it as if it's already real. Because that image, that emotion, that burning desire, that's your pull. That's the future calling your name. And when you answer that call, everything in your life starts to change. You stop wasting time. You stop doubting yourself. You stop waiting for permission. You realize the only person you ever needed approval from was the one in the mirror. The truth is, the life you want is not somewhere out there. It's inside you, waiting for discipline to set it free. It's waiting for your consistency, your courage, your decision to finally step into your power. Jim Rohn said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. And that's the secret. You get better by showing up, by failing, by learning, by refusing to stop. Every single time you keep going when it's hard, you're building the version of yourself who can handle the future you dream about. Say this to yourself, I am not done. I am not too late. I am not behind. I am becoming. Every breath you take is a new chance to start again. Every sunrise is a reset button on your potential. Don't let regret be your story. Let resilience be your legacy. The pain of discipline will shape you, but the pain of regret will haunt you. Choose the pain that builds you, not the one that breaks you. Look around. Everything you admire was once just an idea in someone's mind. Every invention, every movement, every success story began as a dream that someone refused to give up on. You have that same power. You have that same fire. The difference is whether you'll feed it or let it fade. Your dream is not too big. It's just waiting for you to match its energy. So when doubt whispers, you can't, let your actions scream, watch me. When fear says, you're not ready, answer back, neither was anyone else when they started. When failure knocks you down, don't lie there wondering, why me? Stand up and declare, try again. I'm not finished yet. Because winners aren't people who never fall, they're people who never stay down. You are stronger than your excuses, greater than your fears, and more capable than you realize. There is a version of you waiting in the future, stronger, wiser, unstoppable. That version is looking back at you right now, whispering, keep going. You're closer than you think. Let that vision pull you through every challenge. Let it remind you that you're not chasing success, you're becoming success. And remember, no one else is coming to save you. Not luck, not timing, not someone's approval. It's you. It's always been you. You are the writer, the director, and the main character of your own story. If you don't like the script, rewrite it. If you don't like the scene, change it. If you don't like where the story is going, turn the page. You have the pen in your hand, use it. Discipline will keep you moving when inspiration disappears. Vision will keep you believing when progress feels invisible. Together, they will make you unstoppable. Every day, remind yourself, I am creating something that will outlive me. Because the world doesn't remember people who only wished. They remember the ones who worked, who built, who dared to keep going. You have one life, one shot, one chance to turn your potential into purpose. Don't waste it waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There's only this moment, right now, asking, what will you do with it? The clock is ticking not to scare you, but to remind you that greatness doesn't wait. So stand tall. Take a deep breath. Feel your heart beating. That's proof you still have a mission to fulfill. Say to yourself, I will not quit. I will not settle. I will not let my story end here. Work with vision. Work with discipline. Live with passion. Let your future pull you with such force that every fear, every doubt, every obstacle simply becomes part of your climb. Because one day, you will look back and realize something powerful. It was never the dream alone that changed your life. It was who you became while chasing it. You'll smile and say, I did it. I built the life that once only existed in my imagination. And in that moment, you'll understand what Jim Rohn meant all along when he said, don't set a goal just to get something. Set a goal to become someone. So go now. Create a future so bright, so bold, so magnetic that it doesn't wait for you. It pulls you forward every single day.